Oh, hello, everyone. I forgot to do the countdown. Did I? I don't think I did that last week either. Now, come to think of it,
No,
I thought it just did it automatically. So we're
no.
live. How about we do our own countdown? 10, 9, 8, 7. How are you guys doing today? Happy Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Clearly, I need the
Good
week.
morning, ladies.
How are you guys?
Fabulous, you.
Good. How are you, Talia?
Doing good.
Yeah.
Got a full night of sleep last night, like I was mentioning earlier, and so
Yeah.
can't complain.
Ready to go, hey?
Yeah, take
And
on the day.
yeah, and we see Jennifer is on the road again this week. So last week when you guys were all tuning in, she was driving to Manitoba. Today she is driving home. How
Well, I'm
far do you?
technically not. I'm not driving. I'm just riding shotgun, but
Yeah, well, she's riding home. So how long is the drive again, Jennifer?
18 hours.
Wow.
But
Wow.
this time we're gonna break it up. We're going to stop. So we'll be
Yeah.
stopping probably around Edmonton somewhere to break it up, and then continue on the rest of the way tomorrow. But going down, we did it all in one drive, 18
Yeah.
hours. Well, we actually made it in 17, but yeah, it was actually a really good trip. So
How's the weather over there? It was pretty iffy the other day.
yeah, it was blizzarding, but it's good now. A little bit of snow blowing across the roads, and it's overcast, but it's good. Good traveling weather.
And Talia,
Mm.
so everyone, yeah, welcome. I'm Charlene, and Jennifer and I, of course, we're actually really excited this week because everyone on this screen is a homeschooling mama, which is really
Yes.
exciting. Oh, I have a
Oh,
cat jumping through.
do you see my schoolroom over here?
I love it. I am.
Love it.
Looks over my house sometimes.
Yeah, we used to have all of our stuff at the kitchen table, and then we have a 1-year-old who climbs on everything. And we don't even eat at the table right now because he climbs on the chairs, he climbs on the table, he climbs on the counter. So we've hid all our kitchen chairs so that, like, because we can't keep him off of things. And so we've hid all of the chairs. We used to tip them over. He figured out how to flip them back up really quick.
Oh, gee.
So now everything is just everywhere in our house. I love your corner though.
Oh, it's our dining room too.
Yeah. I love
But yeah,
it.
it works. It works
That's
well. So,
that's life, right?
Perfect.
and this right here is our playground. It's a swing. My kids swing on.
Oh, I like
That's
that. I've
cool.
always wanted one of those.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. They love it. So
So if anybody comes in the background and just starts
if anybody comes in the background and starts swinging, you know that's what it's supposed to be for.
oh, I love it. So how long have you been a homeschooling mama?
Well, my oldest is in grade 5, and I've homeschooled him his whole school career, so 6 years.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
So
Yeah,
you're well versed in it then.
I was homeschooling before it was cool.
I love that.
Yeah, it's the first couple of years that I homeschooled were pretty much a gong show. I had no idea what I was doing, and I thought everything had to be perfect, But it's changed. I love it. It works for us, and
Yeah.
we finally learned, how things work for us well, and not to. I think the expectations really killed us at the very beginning, right? Like we
Yep.
were
It's
so worried what everybody was going to think, and so worried. I had this idea of what it should look like every day, and
yeah.
it
It's
works
really
well now.
it's really scary when you first start. I mean, this is my first year unschooling the kids. And so we're unschooling for anyone out there. We're just completely child led, what they want to learn, when they want to learn.
Mhm.
And I'm there to guide them and help them. And just after being in the school system for so long and thinking they need to have a report card and they need to hit these marks and they need to have these grades, it can be a bit terrifying and overwhelming. And so I'm still at that point where I'm trying to figure out how that all works. But
Yeah,
I think we're getting there. I think this second half of the year we'll get it.
yeah, and I think one of the most important things is we do as parents, and especially when we start homeschooling or something like that, we put a lot of expectations on ourselves that we have to be the perfect teacher and we have to be the perfect parent all at the same time. And then when everything comes crashing down, we think we're failing.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's hard having your kids in your space all the time.
Yeah.
There's never a time that you're without them. And we love our children, but at the same time, we have to realize your house is going to be messy because your kids are never not there. You know, there's going to be times where you're behind on laundry and you're behind on dishes and you're behind on everything, but your kids are fed and you got a little schoolwork done today and everybody's alive and breathing. So consider it a win.
Exactly.
Right?
At the end of the day, if my kids are still alive, I think that's okay.
Absolutely.
So how do you find one of the reasons why I really love homeschooling in any aspect is because, like we were talking about, it's so flexible. How do you find running a business from home and working online? How do you find that fits into homeschooling and your schedules?
I think it fits perfectly. There's been so many times, like I'm sitting right now in my office, which is also my living room and my dining room and my schoolroom. And it works perfect for me. I have 2 computers here and my son will sit here beside me and get his schoolwork done as I'm doing my work, and we sit and talk. And then part of his schoolwork is helping me do my work. He's learning about working online and what that might look like. He's been learning coding this year in grade 5. And so he thinks it's pretty cool because I tell him, these are the different aspects of coding that go towards things like an online business, and this is how it can work together. So a lot of my online business and what I do, I bring into his schoolwork with him, right? And I tell him, when you get older, it doesn't matter what you want to do with your life. You can also create online businesses that run with you no matter what you're doing. So if you want to go and be an astronaut, he's in grade 5, or you want to go and whatever it is you want to be, a doctor, be a computer specialist, whatever it is you want to do, at the same time, I'm showing him how to create these things on the side that when he turns 18, he's going to have this advantage of he's going to know how to run a business completely online and build it because he's doing coding. It's a lot of fun, and I find bringing our business and schoolwork together works really well for us.
Yeah, it's really fun because Jennifer and we always have, I think every week we bring it up. It just always comes up. Our kids are already talking about how to start their own business or how to become a part of this business or how to make money of their own. And it's all because of what they're seeing us do, on a daily basis. And it's so exciting and it's so fun to watch them try to create like their own little bubble and their own little world.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, I love the independence.
Yeah. I
was going to say that too.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Well, great minds think alike.
It has such a trickle effect, in every aspect. And I think for me, the most important thing was when I started working online, my most important thing was to show the kids that there's more to this life. Yeah. And you don't have to live the life that's laid out before you. And you don't have to do what people expect you to do all the time. You do what you want. Do what you're passionate about, and do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
And I think that's missing. I think that's missing today. Everybody's very streamlined into you go to school, you go to work, you go home, you go to school, you go to work, you go home. If you're a mom, you go to school, you go to work, you clean up, you cook, then you go and you do it all over again.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, my sister, I have a sister who's 10 years younger than me. And so I had kids when she was in high school. And, I remember her friends. She was talking to her friends about, maybe she didn't want to go to college or university. And I remember that there was quite a few times where they were like, well, you have to go to college. You have to go to university. Like you have to go through 4 years of school so that you can get a good job. If you don't, you're going to be nothing. And I remember listening to them have this conversation, and and them telling me like that was what their parents expected of them, like they had to, or they were going to be worth nothing later. And I just thought, how sad. We need people who go through the trades. We need people who decide to specialize in things online. We need people who, all these other things are so necessary in life. And I think we put these expectations that are so astronomically high that if kids don't reach them these days, why do they feel like they failed?
Yeah.
We're kind of creating that society that has so many more mental health issues because we're putting all these expectations that really they're not even necessary, because it's okay to do other things other than, a ton of education and get the most high paying job in the whole world, or you failed.
I know. You can make 6 figures working on YouTube now, just making
exactly.
videos. Like there's so much more to life now, and we live in a time where we have access to an abundant amount of resources to make a living.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it.
Rather than starting off setting our kids up for failure, let them explore and really learn who they are as a person and let their personality shine. And then, when we let them out into the world, they have all of these other skills and, they have a healthy mindset rather than expectations of feeling like the weight is on their shoulders to please everybody around them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Talia, I was curious. I saw so if you guys do not follow Talia, you know what? Let me put the banner up. We have her page right there on the bottom with us. See, I am failing. This is usually Jennifer's job, and she is like right on top of it. I am failing you, Jennifer.
You're not failing.
Speaking of
You're
failing,
learning.
I'm winning. I remembered. So her page is on the bottom on the scroll ticking across there, Talia and Jim Zem. And on your page, I saw that you were talking about 52. Oh, it's a group, food storage, growing your food storage.
Yeah. I actually have a different page that I run. In my church here in Medicine Hat, I am a specialist in food storage and preparedness, actually.
Wow.
And
so how many hats do you wear? How many?
It's one really big hat, and it just encompasses all of this. Anyway, so yeah, I have started for the year 52 weeks of preparedness. It helps people to just build like a food storage for their home. And I'm not talking like a big giant like hoard it all kind of food storage, but especially in the last couple of years, we've seen that it's kind of important to have a few things on hand in case you can't leave your house, right?
Yeah.
And so what the 52 weeks of preparedness, of food storage, it teaches people, it gives you a guide on how to, what you should get every week to build up. And if you do follow this guide and get the things that it says every week, by the end of the 52 weeks, you should have a 1-year food storage that your family would use, and in case you couldn't go shopping for a year.
Oh, wow.
Right. So it's it's just a guide for people who maybe want to get a little bit more prepared, because you just never know what's going to happen in life.
I love it.
The last 2 years have really taught us that, right?
Yeah.
I remember the very first time that things kind of shut down here in Alberta, and I remember going, the 3 months that it was almost shut down, where I felt like I couldn't leave my house.
Yeah. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning, Karen.
Hi, Karen.
Yeah. It's a scary world, and I've learned recently more than anything that we really need to be prepared for the unexpected.
Yeah.
I thought that was how did you get into that? Like I'm gonna follow it and I'm gonna see if I can do it, but I was just I was like, oh, of course, like it's just the simplest things.
I've actually done preparedness stuff and food storage stuff since I was young because my mom is very much into it. And so it's kind of just been my whole lifestyle, actually.
Nice.
I remember
Before it was
when I was in college, I had my friends kind of laugh at me because I went away and I had just my one bedroom that I rented in a house full of girls. And my closet, instead of being full of my clothes, was filled with like mac and cheese and whatever other foods. I didn't go shopping when I was in college for food hardly at all. I just ate out of my food storage. And so none of my money got spent on going shopping for food. I just, I even had a giant bag of powdered milk and I'd make myself milk all the time when I needed it. And I didn't go shopping for food. I didn't spend my lack of money on food because I had food already. And that's just kind of the way I've always lived. Just ready for whatever the situation would bring me because that's just what my mom taught me.
That is awesome.
So.
I have a friend that, sorry.
No, go ahead, Jennifer.
I have a friend up in northern Alberta, and she's been doing YouTube tutorials on freeze drying different foods and harvesting different foods and prepping them for like not just winter storage, but like for all year, so you can have things easily accessible. And it's pretty interesting some of the things that she's been freeze drying that you never would have thought of. Mm-hmm. And it's just all the preparedness, right? For the unknown, you never know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if I could be organized enough.
Sometimes we don't think that we are, but so we're put in that position to.
Yeah, and it really is the same kind of thing as homeschooling, right? When you start doing it, you feel like you just have no idea what's happening. You're like, what did I sign myself up for? And then after a while, it just starts to become second nature. Right? It's same as working online, which we all work online. The first little while we were doing it, we're like, oh my gosh,
what are we doing?
I can do this, right? And then after a while, it becomes second nature, and you just kind of go, okay, we got this.
Yeah, exactly.
So you
don't even have to think about it.
Yeah, you are kind of everywhere, hey? Like, so Talia is just, my gosh, like a one-woman wonder. But within our online business, she, has helped on training site committee with myself, and she's on masterminds helping to guide and support people. Like, you're just everywhere.
I feel like that's how I function best.
Yeah. It's really wonderful though to have the opportunity to be in a business where, and you took time out of, there goes the swing. You took time out of your life and out of your and out of the business and stuff to come on and support us. And we talk every week how we're not financially connected to most of the people we've had on here. We're not financially connected, but we still take time to be there for everyone in some form or another.
I feel like, I'm a huge believer that kind of what you give is what you get, right? And so I definitely have felt that the times in my life where I back off and I kind of just live in my own little bubble and I'm not, using my whatever I have to kind of give as much as I can, then I don't feel as good about myself and I don't feel as good functioning. I don't function as well. But when I, wake up and I find little ways to kind of serve or to teach my kids this is what we should be doing, I feel way better about myself. I feel better about my life, and I just feel like I've accomplished things in a way that I can be proud of myself for. So that's why I do it, because I like to be able to wake up in the morning and go, okay, I'm proud of what I did yesterday, instead of just sitting there and being like, I know I could have done more, but I was too lazy. And that's kind of where I live. And I think maybe I guilt myself a little bit, but you know what? It's just the way I function, I think.
I love being a part of a community that supports that, though.
I still remember the day that I watched Talia's very first go live in our larger Facebook community, and I've met her a couple of times now over the past couple summers when we go to our Calgary events and watching her growth over the past few years. I knew when I watched that that go live that day that she was going to go very far, and I'm incredibly proud of like where she is now. It's mind blowing to see where she is now. Because that go live that she very first did, it was a little tough.
Go lives are scary at first.
You know, you were outside walking along the trees somewhere on the sidewalk.
Oh yeah. You know, my first few times doing go lives, I always cried.
Yeah.
I'm way more comfortable being live now, and I'm more in control of my emotions. Not always totally in control. Sometimes I still cry, but.
So did you cry before, after, or during?
Usually during.
Oh, do we have another guest?
This is Xander. Do you want to come say hi really quick? This is my 10-year-old.
Hi, Xander.
Hi, Xander.
He was just coming to quietly ask me a question.
Mom's assistant. Are you your mom's assistant with the business?
I can't see you. There you go.
Yes.
Yes.
That's laughing.
Yes, he is.
That's
My assistant is photobombing us while he's sleeping.
Yeah.
He loves being a part of Go Lives, and he loves coming up with ideas of content and all sorts of things that help my business. So he's great that way.
My kids are
another part that I love is that our children are very much a part of our businesses. You know, right from like when we meet up in the summertime and have the gatherings, they're there and very much a part of it. To like every single day when we're creating the content. I mean, they're a huge part of our lives, every one of us. So, you know, why would we exclude them from it?
Yeah.
Huh.
We actually my 18-year-old is now in the business. And she wants to be kind of more on the graphic design side and work together with me that way. But my younger ones are, when are we doing a go live? Can we do this? Can we do like our science Sundays again? Can we do reading with Colby again? Can we do, and they get so excited just to get on camera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I know. It's so fun to watch them. Oh, and Karen says, I love that you can have family right next to you while working. So very
absolutely.
true.
Yes.
I've welcomed business owners into the business while Luke, my 1-year-old, was laying right next to me. And on the laptop, I've done it. You know, we go to Love to Play up here in Grand Prairie, and the kids are running around in the playground. And I'm sitting there and, you know, sending in some paperwork for about 5-10 minutes, and then I'm off with my kids again.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know,
absolutely.
there is a lot of effort that you have to put in to be a business owner, but at the same time, it's a different kind of effort. And it's very convenient for families, especially, I find, for busy people, for anybody, but for a family. I mean, I've got 6 kids and I can run an online business and do what I need to do and get it done.
Yeah.
You can still be plugged in and so flexible at the same time.
Yeah.
You know,
I like
it. Absolutely. It's fabulous because I can be home with my kids too, and I can be sitting here doing what I need to do, and they're getting everything they need to get done, and it doesn't interfere with my workday at all.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful. I don't ever feel like, hey, you need to stop. I need silence. I need whatever. Know that my regular day can happen around me, and I can sit down for 10 minutes here. I don't usually sit down for like a full 2 hours ever. I have half an hour here. I have 10 minutes here. I have 15 minutes here, and I sit down and I get what I need to get done, and then I continue on with my day, which is wonderful. So
yeah. Well, just watch all your little assistants popping in and out of video right now. I mean, it's fantastic. I've had a cat run across the screen. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we had one week where we were live and my 16-year-old walked in. He was like, "Oh, Luke wanted to see you." And I was like, "You have no shirt on." Like, you do remember I'm live, right? Like, But I mean, that's life. And I love to show people how real we are. I mean, we're not, I didn't really put on any makeup today, maybe some mascara. Honestly, I haven't showered yet, but I thought I look okay today.
You look fabulous.
This is us. I mean, that's Jennifer and that's Talia, and exactly who you see on screen is who you get as a mentor or a coach or, somebody you work with on a team. And it's fantastic to just be around something that's so real and genuine and authentic.
Yeah.
Garrett, no shirt, no shoes, no problem. Oh, Garrett.
I love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when you came in to working online, what exactly were you looking for, and what exactly did you find? Like, were you surprised by everything you actually gained from this opportunity compared to what you were looking for?
Well, yeah, because I really wasn't looking for anything. I wasn't looking. My mom has always been somebody who's been looking for something she could do online, or a side business or a business that could take her far. And she's always been looking for something like that. For as long as I can remember, she's been coming up with ideas and plans and proposals and hey, Talia, we got to do this. And my mom's one of my very best friends. We do everything together. And so she's always, we can do this and we can do this and we can do this. And I'm okay, I'll do whatever. And I always do it with her. And so when she actually kind of, we had a cousin who was working online. I had a cousin, her niece, who was working online, and we kind of saw little bits, and I watched her, but I brushed it off for the most part. And my mom kind of started doing a little digging into business online, and she watched the workshop that we always offer. She went and watched it, and she got into business, and she started working it. And she told me, I'll just kind of check it out, and I'll let you know, in a few months, what it is and if we're going to do this. And then about a week later, she came to me and she's like, you got to do this now. Don't wait for 2 months. Don't wait for me to figure all this out. Like, you got to do this now. We're going to do it together. Like, get in on this right now. And so that really, I wasn't looking for anything. But my mom came and told me, this is what you need to do. This is what we need to do. This will make the difference that we've been looking for our family, that we've been searching for so many years. And so it really wasn't a question at that point. I just knew, okay, she said it was good. She'd already looked at it. And so I just, okay, let's do it.
Let's do this.
And now it's been 2.5 years, almost 3 years. And, I couldn't imagine doing anything else. So
yeah.
That's so wonderful.
Yeah. I wish we had found it, 10 years ago when we were trying all the other things we tried.
and that's the common phrase from everyone here.
Yeah.
Everyone that we talk to that has been a business owner for, at least a year or two. It's like, I wish we would have found this sooner.
Oh yeah. That's my only, I don't know. I don't have regrets or anything, but I do wish that I found it sooner. Because, every business you have to build, every business has, slower points, especially in the beginning. You're building, you're learning, you're growing. And everybody has to go through that. So whether you start now or you start 2 years ago or you start in 2 years, you still have to go through the same things.
Yeah.
So I wish, like it had been a long time ago, because then you'd be through that building phase faster, and you'd be through that, growing phase faster. And then you'd go, so that's the only thing I wish. Online businesses do move a lot faster than other businesses in any ways, but time-wise, I wish it was.
We just turned 5 years old, so luckily 10 years ago we didn't exist. But so you don't have to do that bad. But I completely agree. So you kind of came in with a warm market in a sense with your cousin. And I was the same. I watched Wade and Karen, and I knew Karen from years ago. My son did some bottle collecting for a fundraising concert they had. And so I kind of followed her and kept connected with her over the next few years.
Sorry.
Okay. And if it's not you, like it's probably me, I'm surprised nobody's barged in here yet. And I watched them for like 9 months, and I was like, oh, and I trusted them, but I was still like, but then I don't know what it was. One day they just seemed genuinely happier and excited, and that was it. I was like, okay, so I'll watch, and they did the same thing. They directed me to the webinar, and I went to the webinar, and then immediately I just knew that I had to do it, and I trusted Wade and Karen, and they're the most genuine people ever. And as much as she says she's blessed to have me, I'm blessed to have them, because I don't know where I would be without them. They're what brought me into this community, and my family has changed tenfold because of this. So,
that's one of the things I've noticed a lot, being a part of this business in particular, because like I said, we've tried a lot of things, and been a part of a lot of different communities, business communities. And you know what? I've never found a place that was as welcoming and as accepting
there's no
as the community that we're a part of.
Yeah.
And I've always felt, it's just one of the things that I feel I've always felt like an outsider. Even when I'm in a crowd of people, I've always felt like I never fit.
Yeah.
That was, I could be with people who, I love and would consider best friends in high school or whatever, and I still didn't feel like I fit.
Yeah.
But I don't feel that way in our community, which is the first time in my life that I've ever felt like I can sit in a group of people, or I could be on a Zoom with 30 or 40 people or thousands of people sometimes when we have our big ones, and feel like I fit. And I feel like when I say things, they matter. And, it's a different feeling. And I think that's one of the things that has really, it's impacted me and changed the way I feel about myself. And that impact I've seen it change my family.
Yeah.
Right. I've seen my kids become more confident, because as a parent, when you become more confident and you gain those skills and those beliefs in yourself, your kids see that and they learn from us. Right. So I love the changes that it's made in my family, almost more than anything else that I've gained from this.
Yeah. Here's where the underdog rises. Like, we see it over and over and over in our community as a whole, where when you're listening to those testimonials and those stories of people that came from all different places, all like there's such a diverse community, and anyone, if they want to make that change in their life, whatever it is for them in particularly, and you just go for it. And when you start noticing those little changes within yourself and other people around you, and it's so supportive, and everyone just is cheering you on no matter how slow or fast you're going.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I love the quote that was kind of walking around our group there for a little while. What was it again? Oh my goodness. I can't compete against you. Something along the lines of, I can't compete against you or with you, because I want you to win too. I've posted a few times, and it's through and through in every aspect of our community. That reigns true. And whether it's your personal relationships or your professional relationships, I mean, right up to our founders who show up for every single meeting, just about.
Yeah.
And they are in the background, and they are making sure that everybody is honest, and the integrity is there, and that the community is positive, and that and during COVID, I think you see this world has become divided, and our community just got closer.
Yeah, Absolutely.
But
and you don't feel like a number. You actually feel like you're a part of something because every day you're showing up for your own business. Like if you don't show up, your business isn't doing anything because it's yours. You know.
So we've hit like just over the half-hour mark, and one last thing I would like to ask. I've been kind of asking everybody. For all of those people out there feeling lost or sitting on a fence or feeling like they just don't know where to go or what to do right now, what would your advice be to them?
You know, that's a great question because I think a lot of people feel that way right now. And it's, I think what I would suggest is if you need a change, you have to be willing to take a step. You have to be willing to make a change because change will never happen if you don't move, right? If you stay in the same spot, you're going to see the same things.
Yeah.
If you take a step, even a small step, you know, even the smallest steps, you know, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. That's what they say, right? So if you want to work online, you have to take a step and learn something about it. You can't just say, oh, you know, I see all these people working online and I wish I could do that, but I'll never be able to do that. Well, how do you know?
Yeah.
I didn't think I could do it. I honestly didn't think it was for me. I remember seeing ads out there and people out there and being like, they're working online. That's good for them. Good for them. But that's never something I can do because I know nothing about it. Well, of course I knew nothing about it because I didn't look into it. I didn't do research. I didn't try and learn things. So I was stuck in the same place I'd always been stuck. Right? If you want to learn something new, you have to go out there and grab it. You have to learn it. You have to do the research. You have to actually take the steps. So that's what I would say, because you're never going to find a change if you don't actually make it happen. So
nothing changes if you change nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that is fantastic advice. Jen, do you have anything you'd like to add?
I don't know. I think I repeat myself every single week where it's just like, it starts with you. Like it really starts with you. You have to just put your best foot forward and just go. And if you're not happy doing the same thing over and over again, make the change. Like nobody likes to relive their mistakes over and over and over. You know, that's how we learn. Learn from the things that are not serving us and change it.
Yeah.
Go forward. Make it happen.
It's like the founders of our business say, get out of your own way. Because really,
100%.
In so many areas in life, we are our own obstacles.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that's easier said than done, though.
I know. All right, guys.
That's what they always say. The hardest step is that first step. Because usually if you're willing to take that first step in whatever it is you're doing, homeschooling or working online or all the other things we talked about today, you take that first step and the second one's going to be easier because you're going to realize that it's really not as scary as you thought that first step was going to be. It's hard, but it's usually worth it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, I hope you ladies have a wonderful weekend. Talia, thank you so much for coming on with us this week.
Thank you for having me.
I know you're going through this adoption process and stuff, and she's a foster mom too. So we wish you all the best with that process and with the homeschooling and or the lack of, depending on where you're sitting if you're me. And have a wonderful weekend and stay safe. And Jennifer, safe travels, okay? And we'll see you guys again same time next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.